I got to read a tweet. Technically, it's a thread, but follow me on this one because it really stuck with me yesterday. So, girl Henry Rollins wrote, "Shit was still normal in Nazi Germany too. The Olympics still happened. People still went shopping and to the movies. People processed paperwork. People operated trains. People just did their jobs. Business was usual in Nazi Germany too. They had the Olympics, concerts, newspapers. Everything might have looked normal on the surface. That's the trap, isn't it? Horrible things are happening. ICE is quietly using a device tied to 43 deaths and hiding the evidence. A device so dangerous, even the manufacturer begged ICE to stop because the restraint is so cruel, they are calling it torture. And they're pulling people off the streets to do this. And yet life keeps moving. Right now in America, ICE is using this device called the wrap. It is so brutal. People are calling it a torture suit. Most of us will never see it, which makes it easy for us to pretend this is all normal. But I'm here to tell you this is not normal. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what this device does, who it's being used on, and why the company that makes it is begging ICE to stop using it. So hit that subscribe button because whistleblowers warned us that ICE was using this to kill people and the government shut them down because they don't want you to know. And one of the worst parts about all of this, you're paying for it. The torture device. And before we get into it, I want to give a content warning. This video contains descriptions of physical violence, restraint-related deaths, and disturbing accounts of state-sanctioned harm. Please take care of yourself while watching this. Okay, first we got to start with the story of Juan Antonio Pendella. Until you see what this looks like for him, one person, you will understand the scale of it. Juan is from El Salvador. He's in the U.S. legally. In September 2025, he goes to his routine immigration check. He checks in Maryland just to extend his status. He expects to leave with papers. Instead, he's detained. They show him deportation papers, but he's confused. These aren't even his papers. They have somebody else's name on them. He's confused and he's scared, but he's cooperative. They shackle him, hands and feet. Then they do something else. They strap him into a full bodysuit, the wrap. We're going to show you a video of this in a moment. To paint a picture, you're already in chains. You're already restrained. They wrap your entire body up so tight you can't move. You can't scratch your face. You can barely adjust. You can barely breathe. Then they drive him 4 hours to the Mexico border, still in a wrap. He refuses to sign the deportation papers because they're not even his papers. So ICE allegedly breaks his arm, gives him a black eye, and drives him back, still strapped in, no food, no water. The next day, they do it again, 8 hours in the wrap. He says, "Please help me." His arms are in a cast. His face is bruised. This isn't a one-off. This is how the system works. Let's talk about what this device really is. The wrap, it almost sounds technical. It sounds like something you'd find in a hospital, right? But immigrants don't call it that. They call it the burrito or the bag. It's a full body restraint suit. Once you're strapped in, you can't move from head to toe. ICE uses this still on deportation flights, sometimes for 16 hours. The Department of Homeland Security's Civil Rights Office investigated the wrap. They found officers were not properly trained on how to use it, and that there was no clear policy for when to use it, and that people were dying. Their reports cited lawsuits, news articles, autopsies listing restraint as the cause of death. ICE read it and disagreed. They kept using the device anyway. Then in 2025, the Trump administration dismantled that entire civil rights office. They called it a roadblock to enforcement. Even Charles Hammond, CEO of Safe Restraints, Inc., the company that makes the wrap, told the AP that using it on people already shackled and cooperative is wrong. He said that that's not the purpose of the wrap. If they're not in a current or potential risk, or they're not a current or potential risk, then restraints are not justified. This is a guy profiting from it, telling ICE, stop. The AP investigation found 43 deaths tied to this device. In 12 cases, the autopsy said restraint contributed to the person's death. Othel Moore Jr. of Missouri in December 2023 was put in the wrap after being tear gassed. He told officers, "I cannot breathe." They left him in it. He asphyxiated, and 5 jailers charged him with murder. Rollin Hill, Virginia Beach, 2024, put in the wrap, punched while immobilized, and died in the hospital. Autopsies ruled it a homicide. 3 deputies were charged with murder. People are dying, and ICE is using this on deportation flights for up to 16 hours on people who are already shackled. Look, I know this sounds extreme and it's hard to believe this is happening in America, so I want you to see it for yourself. This is body camera footage from California police. Watch what happens. Watch how they immobilize somebody who's already restrained. Watch how tight those straps go in. And remember, ICE is doing this on flights for up to 16 hours. Cut to the clip.
It's so that he doesn't spit.
I'm going to block his face so he can't bite me. I'm not pushing his head forward, but yet to the side, leaning forward with my knees, remove the slack. I'm going to ask my partners, is he leaning back?
Yes.
The wrap is meant to stop a fight, to eliminate the strikes and blows, to make somebody sit comfortably, again, reasonably comfortable, right? It's not a comfortable situation. Velcro, so it's not a choking hazard. I wouldn't say that that's ICE's overall policy. I don't think that's, because if it was anybody's policy, I'd have a hard time working with that organization, right? Because that's not the purpose of the wrap.
California police body camera footage are showing the wrap being used. This is what your taxpayer dollars are funding. This is the reality. So let's be really clear about what this is. You have a government agency, ICE, strapping human beings into full body restraint devices on long haul deportation flights while they're already handcuffed in shackles with no due process. And they're doing this in the dark. No records, no public data, no accountability. The civil rights office that tried to raise the alarm, they shut it down. The manufacturer of this device is begging them to stop misusing it. And the people inside the wrap are saying it feels like torture. Some of them never even made it out. And let's talk about those deaths, because AP found 43 cases where somebody died after being put in the wrap. And only 12 of those cases is the actual autopsy listed as restraint as the cause. But let's be really clear. Autopsies can be manipulated. We've seen it before. Coroners pressured, language gets softened, and findings get written to protect law enforcement. So if 12 deaths are on the record, how many were brushed aside? How many more of those 43 deaths were labeled natural causes? Was somebody suffocated in state-issued straps? The number on the paper is 12, but the real number we might never know, because when there's no transparency, when there's no oversight, no accountability, the truth gets buried along with those bodies. A reminder that if you are in the United States, you have a responsibility in this. This is cruelty funded by your taxpayer dollars. And let me ask you something. If this is how we treat people on their way out, people we've already detained, already shackled, already stripped of almost everything, what does it say about who we are? Because today it's immigrants. Tomorrow it could be protesters. People don't comply fast enough. Who knows? When the state can decide who counts as a threat and then strap them down like cargo, this is not safety. This has always been authoritarianism. This is happening right now in your name on your dime. And if we don't call it out, if we continue to look away, then we're making room for what continues to come. And if you've enjoyed this video or it's expanded your perspective, please subscribe. I am Loren P. across all social channels. We'll be back with more Families Belong Together.